Now that we got the storm behind us,
Yay.
It's time to dance naked.
It is time to dance naked and burn money for prosperity on Friday. It's the equinox. It's the days of nights of equal length. The sun goes from the sign of Virgo into the sign of Libra. So you want to go ahead and finish up. You do want to dance naked and burn money for prosperity. It's my only superstition. But before Friday, you want to finish up all of the Virgo things that we put into effect for the last month or so. And more importantly, a lot of the things that got messed up during Mercury retrograde, because it was in the sign of Virgo, can now be straightened out. So I thought it's important to know where that is going to be so you can make the best of it. So for Virgos, they have a lot easier time communicating. They're a lot more effective. Things tend to go the Virgos' way. And anything that was misunderstood or miscommunicated in the last 4 weeks or so gets straightened out. And it gets straightened out in favor of the Virgo, which is, I think, a very cool thing. For Libras, they really are not ready to start new stuff yet. There's something that they've been kind of dragging their feet on, dragging their heels on, that they really didn't want to make the decision to go ahead and do. And somehow this week they get the impetus to do that, to make that happen. And they'll be so relieved, and then they'll wonder why it took them that long to come to that decision.
And that will be Andrew cleaning out his truck.
It's about time. Have you been living in your truck, Andrew? Yikes. For Scorpios, this is where they're going to rely on the help of their well-placed friends and colleagues. People have said to Scorpio all along, we support you, we're going to help you, we're going to do this and that. Well, this week they find out who really is going to do that and who really was just paying you lip service, which I think is important for Hillary Clinton. For Sagittarians, it is in their 10th house of career and public standing. And they have been waiting and waiting and waiting to hear some kind of announcement about their career and public standing, or where it's going to go, or what the powers that be think, or what the outcome's going to be. This is the week they find out one way or the other. So it's either kill me or let me go on the way I'm going, but don't leave me in limbo anymore. They're out of that dreaded limbo. For Capricorns, legal matters, educational matters, important matters at a distance, they have the upper hand in almost any kind of negotiation. And when you have the upper hand, you want to go ahead and do it. But Capricorns, you have to know that whatever it is you agree to, whatever concession it is that you get, there's a boatload of responsibility that's going to show up around December. And they need to be prepared for that. So, because you can have anything you want, but you got to accept the responsibility that goes along with it. For Aquarians, this is about maximizing an existing resource, capitalizing on an existing resource. I think if you're an Aquarian and your home flooded, you're going to get some help from banks or people are more than willing to help you send money your way, which I think says for the United States, FEMA is actually going to be funded and be there for both the Harvey victims and the Irma victims, which I think would be great. For Pisces, this energy is in their 7th house of partners, and Pisces have had people yelling at them for the last 2 weeks or so, and they finally find out exactly what the fuss is all about, what the big to-do is, and if they just say sorry, I'm pretty sure it'll make it a lot easier just to smooth things out as far as that goes. For Aries, it's in their 6th house of work. Aries have been trying really hard to carve out some sort of new structure at work. This is not a new job, and this is not necessarily a better job. It's some obstacle that had been in their way gets out of their way, and they have really clear, smooth sailing ahead, which is something they want to do. For Tauruses, it's about breathing a huge sigh of relief, and I can only think of Pat. It's a huge sigh of relief. Children are okay. Love goes well. They start to have fun again. And whatever it is that had been worrying them so much eases and is gone. So it's a very good time for Taurus. They've had a real rough time the last 6 weeks or so. For Geminis, it's in their 4th house of home. And Geminis are being very cagey about being very specific about what they need at home and what they need done at home. And they're very, very likely to get that, which is a very cool thing. Once they've identified what it is that they need to get to make their home stable and secure, they actually go ahead and get that. For Cancers, it's in their 3rd house of day-to-day living, and they have some sort of class or study, or they learn something particularly useful about their world that will enable them to press their own wants and needs and get them met. And they should take advantage of any kind of education, formal or informal, that comes their way, because there's something they can learn from it. And for Leos, you're saying, what about us? It's about the money. It's about money, I don't want to say falling out of the sky on you, but it's a very, very good time to be a Leo financially. The money gods are smiling on you. They are, and it's from earned income. This is not like money that falls out of the sky on you. This is your earning ability goes up over the next month or so with things that you've been trying to put in motion probably since February. So that's a pretty cool thing for you too.
Ooh,
So
I like that.
that's tomorrow's news today for the 12 signs of the zodiac.
I like it when you come bearing bad news.
Me too, and don't forget, dance naked, burn a dollar bill for prosperity, and no, you don't get any more if you burn a 20.
Speaking of bearing it, see you next week.
Always a pleasure.